Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Ironbound, the tabletop role-playing game. It's an urban fantasy tabletop role-playing game made by David Ward, and I was fortunate to learn what it takes to create a direct competitor to Dungeons and Dragons. When I spoke to the creator of Ironbound. So Ironbound was backer kitted, yeah. So let me stay very focused here. So basically, Ironbound was put on backer kit. It raised $2,100 for the creation of the game, and David Ward was completely successful in what he set out to do. He set a $500 backer kit goal, and then he exceeded it. He exceeded by 4 times, right? And so he had a budget of $2,100 to create this tabletop role-playing game. And then what he did is truly impressive. Truly impressive. He finished it. He finished the Ironbound game, and he play tested it, and he wrote it, and he laid it out, and he commissioned the art. The art was by far the most expensive part of the game. And one of the reasons why that is, I could be wrong about this, but well, actually, no, I already know the numbers, right? So here's the numbers. The backer kit number was $2,100, okay? The budget for art was $1,200, okay? But he spent $3,000, which means not only did he not pay himself a single dime out of the backer kit money, he actually put $900 out of pocket, right? So before this, the backer kit the backer kit didn't even pay for the art. It didn't pay for the layout. It didn't even pay for the art, right? Like not even if you doubled the budget, it didn't pay for the art. Like it was way more expensive, right? So the art literally bankrupted. The art put the project into red ink, means that there was zero money for layout, zero money for writing, zero money for design, zero money for anybody else who did anything on the project. I mean, there was zero money for editing, nothing, right? So the reality is, like, the art took all the money, right? Now the thing that's really sad is I looked through the art and I was impressed. I was like, okay, the thing I was impressed with is it was all color, right? And there were some pieces that were phenomenal, that were really evocative, right? Great pieces, right? Now, David, and I asked about them, and David Ward was like, well, these are the ones that you're saying are extremely impressive. Those were stock pieces, right? And that means that you can end up seeing them in other tabletop role-playing games, or you might see them on other products, or you might just see them on somebody's wall, right? So they had nothing to do with evoking the world, right? It was just stock art, right? Now, what really kind of blew me away, though, was I looked at all the pieces and I was like, okay, so you chose not to use AI and you commissioned real humans to get all the art. But the problem is, here's the problem. Nothing in the book looked like it was not created with AI. And so this is one thing that I think really tabletop role-playing game designers really need to be paying a lot of attention to, right? So you're going to go out and you're going to hire human artists, right, to make this stuff. And what they're going to do is they're going to be honest with you. They're not going to use AI, but what they are going to use is they're going to use filters. They're going to use digital tools. They're going to use digital tools in the creation of their art, right? And the reality is that human artists are using digital tools so extensively that their art looks like AI, and AI art has advanced so far that much of their work is human. And this isn't debatable, right? This literally was a problem on the 2024 Player's Handbook, where it was the artist's first name was Nestor, and I cannot remember the artist's last name, but he did this amazing piece of a dwarf smashing a dwarf fighter. And to be clear, this it's a full art piece in the 2024 Player's Handbook, Dungeons & Dragons 2024 Player's Handbook right now, and the whole world is like, this is, and so it was falsely accused of being He's a European artist, and he was falsely accused of using AI, right? They're like, this is an AI piece. And literally, there was a very famous YouTuber. He had a ton of views. He got a lot of traffic on the OGL crisis. Excuse me. And he falsely accused the artist of using AI, and then had to retract it because he was 100% wrong and it wasn't AI. So my point is, you should absolutely every if you don't have $1 million to make your if you don't have an international company backing your tabletop role-playing game for the entire development, you should absolutely use AI. And the reason why is, one, you're going to end up exactly where David Ward ended up, going way over budget, producing art that was never created to depict your world, right? That is going to show up on somebody's bathroom wall, right? And you want to talk about breaking immersion, right? Like you go, you're playing in the game and you're like, oh, this is a great piece. And then the person's house you're at has that piece, like, as, a poster in their garage, right? Like, it's going to break immersion, right? So then you're going to go way over budget, and you're going to have all this art that was not AI generated, that no one can tell wasn't AI generated, right? It's literally all downside and no upside. I'm really thankful to David Ward for bringing his Ironbound down from Maine all the way to Palmyra, New Jersey, for EcclesiaCon 2025, and I got to, and I have to say, I don't think he should have answered my questions, because it did not help in me being immersed in his game, but he did, and it helped me learn more about Dungeons and Dragons, and I am thankful for that. Do not commission human artists for your tabletop role-playing game. And the reason why is, nobody's going to be able to tell that you did, and you're going to go way over your art budget. There's absolutely no upside to using human artists anymore. AI is going to do it better. AI is going to do it for free, and it's going to look awesome, and it's going to be free. There's no reason to use human artists on any tabletop role-playing game anymore, ever again. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.